Hello and welcome back to London Cycle Routes. Today I'll be showing you how to cycle from Highbury and Islington in North London to Cambridge Heath in East London. This ride takes just 15 minutes and you can do the whole thing on quiet streets and protected cycle lanes thanks to some new cycle infrastructure that's just opened in the last week. By public transport, this journey takes more like half an hour and requires a change of line or a long walk, so cycling is a great option for making this trip. If you find this video useful or you just enjoy watching it, then please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as I try to post new videos just like it every week. I'd also like to say a huge thank you to everyone who supports the channel on Patreon. If you'd like to contribute too, then you can find a link in the description below the video. Alright, let's get going. So we're starting on St Paul's Road within sight of Highbury and Islington station, and we're going to turn around and head down Compton Street. Today we're going to be checking out Islington's brand new crossing over Essex Road, which opened today and makes this route and others like it possible for the first time. Later we're also going to be seeing how Hackney's new bus gate on Whiston Road, which removes through traffic from a surprisingly big area, is getting on. This first part of today's route is on quiet streets through the Canonbury low traffic neighbourhood, so you're unlikely to run into any cars here. The new crossing that we're making use of today actually connects this low traffic neighbourhood on this side of Essex Road to one on the other side of the road, opening up new routes to and from Highbury and Islington. Linking up low traffic neighbourhoods like this is really important in my view, as it means you can take longer journeys without having to deal with busy main roads. Perfect if you're, say, travelling with kids or you just don't feel confident riding in busy traffic. We just crossed the New River, by the way, which makes pretty frequent appearances on this channel but is usually underground, and that was one of the few places in inner London where you can see it on the surface if you look over the edge of the bridge. We're just at the new crossing here, and you just press the button and go across really, and there's a nice protected cycle lane connecting you to the other side of the street. Make sure you give way on the pedestrian crossings if someone is walking down the pavement there. It literally just opened on the day I was filming, so the planting beds were empty there, but it'll probably look really nice when the plants go in, presumably over the next few weeks. I like that Islington's officers took the opportunity not to just do a useful crossing, but also do a bit of beautification and climate resilience for drainage and cooling while they were at it. The best thing about the practical design of the crossing, in my view, is that it has separate and clearly delineated sections for people cycling and people crossing on foot, which all too often in London isn't the case, as we tend to be mixed in on shared toucan crossings, which TfL tends to favour. These are better than nothing, but they can be confusing and cause conflict, and I think going just the extra mile to properly separate pedestrians and cycles really goes a long way. The crossing may seem like a small thing when you're using it, and even in this video, and really I think that's the point. Good infrastructure just fits into your journey without much fanfare, and in this case it lets us make that journey in the first place. It wasn't really possible without dismounting before. There's another reasonably new crossing just here. It's probably about a year old now, also an Islington project, and it replaced a mini roundabout that was here before and just gives more cycle priority. It also gives you an idea of what the planting beds will probably look like in that other one when they're finished. The one we just went over is a little different. It's not signalised, it's a parallel zebra crossing. Technically you have priority over it, but do watch out for cars travelling across it and check, as they don't always stop, and that goes for all parallel zebra crossings. As you can see, both those crossings connect three different separate low traffic neighbourhoods together: Canonbury West, Canonbury East and de Beauvoir here, and they really unlock the journey potential of all of them, linking them up properly in a comfortable way. I'd love to see other boroughs follow Islington's lead on this and just do a better job of putting in more links between LTNs on main roads. both for people cycling but also for people walking and wheeling, who also benefit from easier and better crossings. Don't miss the right turn down Haggerston Road here, by the way. One thing you might have noticed about today's video is that we have come across literally 0 cars so far on the streets that we've used, which is a real testament to the quality and scale of traffic reduction around this part of London. In the same time, we've actually passed 27 people on bikes. I did go back and count, and that's the sort of ratio that I like. I think even 6 or 7 years ago, if you told me that you could cycle from Highbury and Islington to Hackney without seeing a single car, yes, I know we just passed one now, and come across that many people on bikes, you'd assume that there was some sort of special car-free day event on or something. But no, this is just a regular day in Zone 2 and the natural result of what happens when you make changes to the way that your streets work. I know that a lot of viewers of this channel don't live in London and are just interested to see what it's like, and I would say it is possible to change your town or city too. It's really not always been like this here. We're cutting through this path down Swimmers Lane, which is a curious name as the closest body of water is the Regent's Canal, and I definitely wouldn't recommend swimming in there. This puts us onto Whiston Road. This western section, this side of the junction, which we're only on very briefly, still has some traffic on it, but past the junction, this bit should, in theory, have no through traffic, as Hackney just installed a bus gate on it. Unfortunately, as is sort of normal with these things, it hasn't quite bedded in yet, and there are still quite a lot of cars using it and driving straight through the several massive signs with no motor vehicles except buses and permits written on them. I do try not to be judgmental on this channel, but it is actually quite scary how little attention some drivers pay to what's around them. I'm not worried though, this is a familiar pattern, and within a few months people usually get the message, either because their sat-nav has updated, or as every car on that street will find out, they've got a £160 fine from the enforcement camera. The bus gate also quietens down Pritchard's Road, which we're on here, as it turns it into a closed loop, and the wider area around here is also quietened down, including Goldsmiths Row, which is part of Cycleway 13. Hackney has been a bit slow in recent years, so it's really positive in my view to see them get back on the wagon with another really good scheme. They're also rolling out similar traffic schemes in Hoxton East and Dalston before the end of the year, which will open up even more routes, and I will do videos showing off what they mean for new cycle routes when it happens. Dalston in particular is quite exciting as it links up to Waltham Forest, which has a huge network, so it creates loads of new routes. And do hit subscribe on the channel on YouTube if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon so that you're alerted to new videos and don't miss that new infrastructure. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you found it interesting. I've known the new crossing and bus gate were coming for a while, and I've wanted to do this route for a while too, and was determined to get out there and film the week that it opened. Construction actually completed on the crossing 2 weeks ago, and then literally on that day a water main burst on the street, and Thames Water dug it up for a couple of weeks to fix it, and the crossing's opening was delayed too. To be fair to Thames Water, who don't get a lot of love on this channel or anywhere really, they did a nice job of resurfacing the street afterwards, and in fact left it better than they found it, which is rare and nice. Please do let me know in the comments what you think of all that. Do you think I'm being a bit harsh on people driving past, I think, 3 warning signs not to go down the street, or should they really know better? And do you like the design of the new crossing at Essex Road? Just let me know below. Thanks again to everyone on the Patreon, and if you like what I'm doing here in tracking down new infrastructure and finding good routes and want to support it, you can find a link to the Patreon page in the description below the video, along with a map of the route as well. Thanks very much again, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.